Je suis prête, hein. Mais surtout, il faut qu'on commence à laisser entrer le participant. Hello, everybody. We will give 1 minute to let everybody connect. We expect many of you to be with us here online today. So it takes a little bit of time to let you all into the webinar. I see that the numbers are going up quickly. And perhaps what I can start doing is show a video in the meantime. Pardon. You see the whole video or only part of it?
No video, Christine.
Video is gone. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Indeed, I can't see the video. I will start it again. Don't worry. Give me a moment. Dear students, dear families, welcome to HEC Paris. My name is Christine de Valk and I'm your Dean of Degree Programs. The video that we just showed you gives a great overview of our campus. But you may wonder, just like was I wondering when I was seeing this video, where are the students? And where are our professors and staff? Well, the video is quite illustrative of the past 18 months in which repeated lockdowns and other sanitary restrictions have kept many away. It's also due to restrictions on large gatherings that we organize this welcome event online, as it brings together our entire pre-experienced population. You are 367 L3 students who join us from the class Prépa. Speaking for the entire HEC community, I would like to congratulate you on making it to HEC. We know how hard you have worked over the past 2 or 3 years. Félicitations pour votre réussite au concours. Nous sommes très fiers de vous et aussi nous sommes très heureux que vous nous ayez choisis. You are more than 400 M1 students who join us after graduating from a bachelor program at the most prestigious universities around the world, or because you're following a dual degree here. You are here also because of your academic excellence, and you incarnate the international diversity that characterizes our community. Congratulations to you et bienvenue en France. Finally, you are almost 450 students who join one of our 8 MSc programs. You have chosen HEC to complement your education and to specialize in one of our fields of expertise. And we have chosen you because you all have exceptional profiles, rich with experiences and knowledge that will nourish the discussions and the exchanges both inside and outside our classrooms. Congratulations to you too. So today we bring together around 1,1200, this is the French and the English confusing, 1,200 new incoming pre-experienced students to celebrate your success and also to welcome you into our community. But your success is a shared success. You're here because of your academic achievements, but also due to the support of your parents, your families, your partner and your professors. Du coup, je me tourne vers vous, chers parents, pour vous souhaiter la bienvenue également au HEC Paris. Nous aurions aimé vous accueillir sur notre campus pour célébrer le début de cette nouvelle étape dans la vie de vos enfants. Comme je l'ai dit, leur succès est votre mérite. Je vous remercie de votre soutien et je me réjouis de vous rencontrer plus tard lorsque le contexte le permettra. Yes, HEC Paris, it's the campus that you saw in the video. But HEC Paris, above everything else, it's a community that celebrates its 140th birthday this year. In these past 140 years, HEC Paris has managed to become not only the national leader in business education, but also the European leader as the first business school in Europe, as well as the global leader by entering the top 10 of the MBAs and mounting, and by having consolidated our position in the top 3 of executive education worldwide. We often put these achievements forward as the sign of our striving for excellence. But what I believe that it actually really shows is something that we talk about a lot less. That's modesty and being humble. We managed to become and remain the top business school not because we are so good, but because we're acutely aware that we can always do better. It's this willingness to question ourselves and to admit that there is room for improvement that determines the HEC spirit since 140 years. We combine this reflective attitude with a can-do mentality. Delphine Colson, who is here, the director of the HEC Foundation, will tell you in a bit about the miracles that she and her team achieve in fundraising. Harvard, Stanford, MIT, and the like are hard to beat because they have financial resources that are 10, 20, 30 times the size of ours because of the extent they benefit from endowments and transformational gifts. The HEC Foundation, together with HEC alumni, are working relentlessly to catch up. They make it happen. Another example comes from our recent graduates, Camille Civray and Lucille Collet, who initiated in April 2020 the organization of a 48-hour hackathon with students from Polytechnique and Sciences Po, with the aim of developing solutions to address the most urgent health, social, and financial problems caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The hackathon gathered 1,400 participants that developed 103 projects. And the winning project offered a better and an easy way for nursing home residents to communicate with their families from whom they had been separated due to lockdown. They make it happen. I invite you to adopt the same humble attitude and the can-do mentality. When you encounter a problem, an obstacle, an injustice at any level, individual, during your studies at school, in the businesses and organizations you will work for and with, or in society at large, then ask yourself, what can I do to make it better? How can I be part of the solution? Your individual actions determine our collective impact. And impact is at the core of the mandate of our General Director, Eloïc Perrache, who is leading the school since 1 year. Over the past month, we have worked with all stakeholders of our community, our students, our staff, our professors, our alumni and donors, to redefine our mission, our raison d'être. In a world that is on fire, literally and symbolically, then what is the role of a business school? Here at HEC Paris, we want to impact business and society through research, education, and action to contribute to a more inclusive, prosperous, and sustainable world. Our mission is captured in the triptych Think, Teach, and Act that was originally developed by the Society and Organizations Institute and now adopted for HEC at large, as it so well represents the pillars of our ecosystem: research, education, and our capacity to act, among others, to our community of 68,000 alumni. I have a difficulty with numbers today. I will show you on a slide, because it is better to read with me what this mission is, the Think, Teach, Act. Here we are. First, we think and we push the boundaries of the knowledge. Notre recherche repousse les frontières du savoir. Yes, these are our professors that do that, but this is also you, the students, by critical thinking and by imagining new solutions to all problems. We teach, learn, and grow together. Yes, again, ensemble, nous transmettons, apprenons et grandissons. This is not only, again, the professors to you, but it is you that teach us too, and you that teach and learn together. And one of the challenges or the missions that I have in my mandate of the Dean of Degree programs is to mix you even more with all our other student populations to put that into practice, the learning together. And then finally, we act to unleash human potential. Nous agissons pour révéler tous les talents. And this last part really shows another motto, our diversity and inclusion, which is dear to our hearts and close and present in all our actions. I'm proud to be part of the HEC Paris community, and I hope that you'll be too. The remainder of this webinar is meant to give you a flavor of the constituting elements of our ecosystem that support our mission. I'm therefore very pleased to introduce you to the following 5 colleagues. Well, hello. Here we are. First, Delphine Cosson, Executive Director of HEC Foundation. I already mentioned to you the amazing work that they are doing, and she will tell you more about how they act today to impact tomorrow. Philippe Oster, who is our Director of International Affairs. HEC starts to be an exception as a business school that has only one campus, which happens to be the largest and the greenest in Europe. But the fact that we do not have other campuses does not mean that we're not present abroad. Philippe will tell you about our international offices and our partnerships with numerous universities worldwide. Marguerite Gallon is the General Director of HEC Alumni. And while we do not yet beat Harvard or Stanford in terms of fundraising, we do beat them in terms of the size of our alumni network. Marguerite, together with Geraldine Poty, will tell you how the Alumni Association to which you belong as of today can be of value to you all along your professional life. Xitong Li is an associate professor of information systems and, like me, a researcher. And he will today share with you one of his research projects for which he received funding from High Paris, which is our Center on Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence for Science, Business, and Society that we jointly created last year with Institut Polytechnique de Paris. Finally, we have with us today Inge Kerklo de Vive, the Senior Executive Director of HEC Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center that incorporates 3 research laboratories, 9 majors, 3 certificates, and various accelerated programs to support the entrepreneurial activities of our community. I propose that we turn first to Philippe to listen to what they have to say. And if you have questions for our speakers, you can post them in the Q&A. I will select a few of your questions that will be answered publicly following each presentation. Philippe, you're on. You need to unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Just trying to scroll my slide and to share them with you. And currently it's impossible. So Christine, could you just go back technically to the old, to what we just did just before? Thank you very much. I will try again now. Can you all see my screen now? Yes, but I cannot scroll them. I'm very sorry for that. I will try another way. Let's try again. I'm very sorry for this. Sure, it will work from now on.
Even after 18 months of doing all this online teaching and meetings, we still encounter technical issues. You know, I did the same with the movie.
Yeah, I can see the screen, but I cannot pass on the slides. I'm very sorry for that. Let's make a last attempt. Can you? Yeah. There we go. Does it work? Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen. So if you can scroll from here, then
yes,
we'll
I will do
this.
that. I'm very sorry for that. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Philippe Oster. I'm a member of the management committee of the school of HEC Paris, specifically in charge of international affairs. And to our new students, I would like to join Christine in warmly welcoming you at HEC Paris. Congratulations on your admission. Welcome also to your families and close ones in the HEC community. So a few key figures to start with. The idea of this slide is to show a few key figures and what HEC Paris represents on the very global portfolio of business education. We have currently 405 students in degree programs. The new entrants, but all the other ones in master's and the executive MBA program. So in terms of student volume and compared to our counterparts around the world, HEC has the size of a small university, but is in fact a very large business school. For instance, there are approximately 1,000 students at the Yale School of Management, and Harvard Business School, who just admitted this year the largest MBA cohort ever, is surely over 1,000 students also. We train 8,000 executives on short and non-degree courses. We have 150 permanent professors, among which 120 researchers like Christine and Ziton, and experts. And 2/3 of those are international. We'll mention later on the extensive network of 60,000 alumni worldwide, spread worldwide in different alumni chapters. And as Christine mentioned, we're very highly ranked in international rankings, such as the Financial Times, Forbes, The Economist, Bloomberg, QS, where international dimensions are highly valued with criteria like international diversity, international course experience, and the likes. HEC has grown tremendously over the last 140 years. On the left-hand side, you see the first cohort of HEC graduates. They graduated in 1882. In those days, the creation of the school was made with the ambition, I quote, to allow the sons of the bourgeoisie to reach high commercial functions and thus contribute to the management of the great affairs of France. 2021, the right-hand side photo of a graduation ceremony back in 2019. And as you can see, HEC, the school of all diversities, visible or invisible, gender and sexual, international, cultural, or social. And this diversity is a richness from which we all benefit. Some landmarks now of the school international developments. The creation of the campus, you just mentioned, Christine, in 1964, inaugurated by the Général de Gaulle in those days, as shown on the upper hand, left-hand picture. And this campus actually is a key factor, as we will see just next, in the international development of the school. 1961, another landmark, the creation of what would become the MBA program, alongside the French flagship Grande École program, now called MIM Grande École. And as you know, the MBA programs are international references, flagships, providing global visibility to a business school. There is no globally renowned international business school without a strong MBA program. Then a little bit later, still on the same line, in the year 2000, we launched the Triumph Global Executive MBA, which is a major step in the co-creation of programs with other leading international institutions, namely here with LSE and NYU. Another major step in the history of the internationalization of the school is the creation of global alliances. In 1973, 1988, and 2014, HEC contributes to the creation of international alliances between world-class institutions. The PIM first, of which you will all benefit, the Partnership in International Management, a network that was created back in 1973 by HEC Paris, New York University, NYU, and the London Business School. The SEMS network, which is the Erasmus of business schools, when HEC Paris, together with ESADE Business School in Barcelona, Bocconi University in Milan, and the University of Cologne in Germany, founded the SEMS, a global alliance of academic institutions and companies dedicated to training the next generation of international business leaders. The Masters in International Management, MIM, a joint degree of the SEMS, is the main initiative of this alliance. And more recently, with the GNAM that HEC Paris joined in 2014 with Yale School of Management, the GNAM, the Global Network for Advanced Management, that seeks to develop innovation and create value by networking the resources of more than 30 business schools spread around the world and leaders in their countries. The international internationalization strategy of HEC Paris has been achieved progressively but sustainably through significant work and investments on 4 fundamental pillars. The first pillar is a campus, a very international campus at the heart of all of our activity, bringing the world to Jouy-en-Josas. 50% of our students are now international, and there are more than 110 nationalities on campus. The top 5 nationalities on campus currently: China first, India, then Morocco, USA, and then ex aequo, Germany and Italy, followed closely by Qatar, Spain, and Lebanon. 2/3 of our professors, as I said, are international, and 100% of our degree programs, close to 100% of our degree programs, are now taught in English. The second pillar, which is key for the international of the school, was to build progressively a strong international community. Global careers for our students, for you, and our students are professionally placed internationally and form a very close-knit, united community and a powerful and strong international networks. As I mentioned, Marguerite will mention that a little bit later, 85 international chapters are managed by volunteers of the alumni community. And 50% of our students currently have now international careers just after graduation. And we facilitate all this from the campus by maintaining close relationships with companies based outside of France, and also through our representative office abroad. The third pillar is the very important network of academic partners to internationalize and enrich our students' experience, your experience. 125 exchange agreements, 25 double degrees agreements, and 6 key partnerships with LSE, NYU Stern, Yale School of Management, Tsinghua, HKUST in Hong Kong, and TUM in Munich, Germany. HEC's international strategy and international deployment has been initially based on building those strong partnerships rather than on opening campuses abroad. Therefore, 100% of students admitted at the MIM, HEC MIM Grande École for the full cycle spend at least 1 term abroad. Of course, COVID has seriously disrupted these operations, but alternative options have and will be on offer whenever mobility is strictly impossible. International and academic teams are working hard on this to maintain a maximum of options possible and open for you in the coming month. If you come from preparatory classes, joining after the national competitive examinations, you will be able to pursue academic exchanges at 50+ top partners during your L3 or M1 a year. You will experience internship, all of you, abroad during on the MIM cycle during the gap year. You will participate in field projects on social entrepreneurship, digital strategy linked to international initiatives. You will participate in study tours during your MSc or during the major of your MIM program. You will join the SEMS MIM joint degree I just mentioned earlier on, or you will have access, if you are MIM students, to exceptional double degree portfolio during your final year. The fourth pillar of this internationalization strategy is the deployment of offshore programs and the creation, more recent, of a branch campus in Qatar and the creation of offices to support the school's international development. The first office ever created was back in the early 1990s in Japan. It was in Japan, Tokyo. In those days, in 1991, there were 11 Japanese alumni. Now in 2021, there are more than 400, with 500 alumni working and living, all nationality considered, are living and being based in Japan. So in a nutshell, in summary, the school's action over the last few decades have focused on those four main areas: internationalization of the campus, the creation of a global community, the strong and sustainable academic partnership with the best peer institution in this world, and the deployment of an offshore activity, which has three main missions: to develop programs locally, to enrich the HEC experience, your experience, through the organization of study tours, the facilitation of placement, jobs, internships, the implementation of executive education program, and also together with the Alumni Association to engage the alumni and the local business community. Alongside with our now branch campus, HEC Paris in Qatar. In 2010, HEC Paris joined the Qatar Foundation to bring world-class executive education programs and a research activity to Doha and to all the region. In a nutshell, globally, in terms of business education, there are three main development models for the world's leading business schools. And these models have currently evolved over the last decade. There was a model of the campus-centric strategy, which means a highly internationalist campus like HEC's, where an international elite is gathered. In Europe, for instance, it was the first and foremost model of HEC. This is still the model for Cambridge or Oxford business schools. The second model is a strategy that is focused on the deployment of branch campuses. This is a model of peer institutions like INSEAD, who opened campuses in Singapore, Abu Dhabi, San Francisco, or Spanish schools like IESE. And then also another strategy, which is based on the deployment of representative offices in different countries. HEC's international development strategy has long been based on model one only and has progressively become a hybrid model, especially over the past decade, with the deployment of our international offices in the world. So we currently have offices in London, Berlin, Beijing, New York, Tokyo, and Abidjan. In conclusion, and thanks to all this process, you have from now on, and you will have a world of opportunities waiting for you during your studies at HEC and beyond. So make good use of them, open your horizons and your mindsets, and invest yourself fully in those international projects. With this great international perspectives ahead, I wish you a very good end to the week and a great start of the school year. And now I hand over to Inge Kerklo-de Vif, our Senior Executive Director of our Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. Take care and see you soon on campus.
Thank you, Philippe.
So, good afternoon, everybody. I try to put my slide on. Okay. Does this work? Perfect. So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Inge Kerklo-de Vif. I'm the Senior Executive Director of our HEC Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. So, as mentioned before, I also would like to welcome you on campus, and I'm so glad to meet you at least today. So welcome to our new students, to our newbies, welcome to the parents, welcome to our professors and the staff. I would like to give you a short introduction about what is the innovation and entrepreneurship, so to say, ecosystem, and I think a small little video should help us. Our ambition is that we really would like to position HEC Paris on the world stage as the European leader for entrepreneurial innovation. So let's have a little video. Hopefully it works. Let's try. Okay. Coming soon.
If you're the kind of person who keeps saying, "I just saw something amazing," if you're the kind of person who has a new idea every minute, if you're the kind of person who comes back from every trip abroad and says, "Now that's an idea that could really work here," if you're the kind of person who knows that the process matters more than the idea itself, if you're the kind of person who is willing to take an active role in the world's future, welcome to the HEC Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. Here you will find a unique blend of entrepreneurial energy, 20 programs to help you get started, grow, and develop, 20 partnerships of excellence, 400 projects supported each year, an exceptional community of 4,500 students and 60,000 HEC alumni, an ecosystem of 400 professors, researchers, and recognized experts. Whatever your profile is, whether you're part of a budding startup or a burgeoning unicorn, SMEs in acceleration or corporate transformation, social or environmental entrepreneurs, whether you're from Paris, Shenzhen, or LA, if you are driven by the desire to change the world, join us. Together, we will help you grow with ambition, efficiency, and make a big impact. The fast track to success. To grow beyond even what you thought you could. Make it happen. Make it big.
So I will try to go back to my slides. So the mission of the Innovation Entrepreneurship Center is actually to help projects and talents towards more impact, which is really important to us. We say we can always do more than we think we can. I think it's something we really have in our DNA. So our mission is growing projects, talents, and companies. So how do we do that? Christine de Waag already mentioned the triptych, which are our three pillars, so to say. So think, teach, act. It's the same for the centers. So we think the campus is a lab for generating ideas. We then have a wonderful program teaching innovation entrepreneurship. Overall, we have more than 20 programs. You will see some of them in your curriculum very soon. And then we have the part of action, taking action. So we will try to grow your business without any limits. We have our incubator at HEC and a lot of programs to help you grow your ideas. Overall, we call it our innovation and entrepreneurship path, which is actually a lifelong experience. So you are starting today, but we think it can be a quite long time we can be together. So you start with programs at the Grande École in the different curriculums. We then have specific programs to help you to launch your projects. Then when you are ready to launch it, we can help you to build your projects, which we do actually at the incubator HEC Paris. And then we also can help you to scale your business. And we have the great pleasure to have our HEC alumni so much involved in this ecosystem. And HEC actually funded his own venture last year. So we have a venture helping our startups to get funding. A couple of numbers just to let you know. The innovation entrepreneurship spirit is really part of the DNA of HEC. So we have more than 40 years of experience in this area. We actually have around 400 projects per year. We are trying to help. Our startups, which are our HEC incubator, they raised 140 million euros last year, just to give you an idea. Overall, the whole startup community of HEC raised more than 1 billion euros last year. So it's really a very dynamic ecosystem. We actually have 150 startups we're helping per year. At the moment, we have more than 60 startups being focused on tech projects. And we also have startups and projects we help which are focused on social business. I already mentioned, it is actually an ecosystem, and it's about connecting the dots, which is actually our job. So we are relying on our community. It's the school for sure, but it's beyond the school. So HEC Alumni is a very important partner to us, and also HEC Foundation. So when we talk about innovation entrepreneurship at HEC, it's the whole community actually working together. So where can you find us? You will find us where our entrepreneurs work. So first of all, you can find us on campus for sure in Bâtiment S. Please feel free to book our office hours where we can help and where we can discuss together with professor experts. So don't hesitate to contact us and visit us in Bâtiment S. But you also can come visiting us at the Station F. So we have 700 square meters where we do our incubation actually. And in Station F, we have 120 startups actually. And also you please feel free to contact our incubator to get an immersion to meet startups. And you will have the privilege to meet them. And there's a brand new location we just opened by HEC Records, where we have a special place where we connect corporate innovation together with startups. So it's a quite interesting place. And you'll also be very welcome at HEC Bastia. So what's in for you actually? How can you connect? How can you experience this ecosystem? But we also think how you can contribute to this ecosystem. So first of all, there are a lot of information you can find on the website. We have a monthly newsletter, we have our social medias, we have a special agenda. And again, please feel free to register for a first office hour with us. But there's another way you can start to connect and experience and contribute actually to this wonderful ecosystem. You can start to work with our student association. We are sponsoring, supporting them, and they're doing a great work. So you can find them here, and we will post the presentation later on. So don't hesitate to contact the different people from StartHack, from HEC Seed, HEC Data Minds, HEC EPV Circle, or the Entrepreneurship Club of the MBA. It's a wonderful way to get in contact with your peers. So there's a team behind to conclude, a team of staff, of professor, very dedicated team. And the special person you should know is Carole Lababi. She's actually based on campus, and she can help us to connect to all of us. So again, warmly welcome at HEC, warmly welcome at our HEC Innovation Entrepreneurship community. Thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully see you very soon. Christine, I hand over to you.
Thank you, Inge. Indeed, I saw there was a little bit of difficulty sometimes to read your slides, and some of the participants mention it. So perhaps we can propose to make those slides available to everybody later on.
They will be available, and yeah, we will put them and send them to you. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Then I'll give the word now to our professor, Xitong Li, who will share with you some research. And Xitong decided to join us from his office to give you a flavor of our life at HEC as professors. Xitong, the word is to you.
Okay, so thank you very much for Christian's introduction. And actually, as Christian mentioned, research is one of the important pillar of HEC that has been doing. So we are always trying to create knowledge, to push the boundary of our knowledge about business. So here I give my research as the example, show you that how research faculty at HEC are doing or doing research. So this is a project sponsored by High Paris. So I will first give a very brief introduction about High Paris, which is a multidisciplinary research center on AI and data analytics for science, technology, business, and society. So as Christian mentioned, this is an alliance between HEC and High Paris. So back to 2019, and the official launch was last September. So for people who are not quite familiar with IP Paris, so which is the Institute Polytechnique of Paris, launched in 2019. So it includes 5 engineering schools. We HEC is the partner, and we are focusing on the business side. So they are focusing on the engineering side. So we work together. This is a joint effort. The main objective of the research center is, first, we try to, the center has been funding for hiring new researchers, and also funding for research projects, shorter and long-term research projects through different categories, for example, fellowship. So my research has been funded as the fellowship. And also the center will provide lots of data and also education activities. So that's the main objective of the research center. Now I want to talk more detail about my research. So the title of my research project is the impacts of algorithmic decision makers, advisors, and recommenders on business and society. So for nowadays, as you can imagine, we basically can recognize 3 broad categories of algorithmic systems that are being used in our society and business. First category is algorithmic recommenders. This category is a little bit, let's say, mature, quite mature. So it's back to early 2000s. Typical example is product recommendation based on algorithms. Those are largely used in online retailing. The second category is algorithmic advisors. So this category becoming increasingly popular. For example, the algorithm will provide advice and suggestions, which can assist human with the decision making. The third category is algorithmic decision makers, which means those human dedicate the decision making to algorithm. So algorithm make decisions on behalf of humans. The typical example is algorithmic trading, which is widely used in financial industry. So the first category, algorithmic recommenders, as I said, this is very common. So if you go to the Amazon website, you may notice the Amazon website will recommend a list of other related products. There are already, this is widely used in the industry already. And the typical question we can ask is, how does those product recommendation help firms, for example, increase the sales? Also, we may wonder how do those product recommendation help consumers or online shoppers? For example, do you think, can we find evidence that those recommendation can really help people found the product match the preference or taste better? And in my research, I try to leverage the real big data from real online retailers rather than asking the question through survey. The second category, algorithmic advisors. So in my research, I focus on the relationship between algorithm appreciation and algorithmic transparency. What do we mean by algorithm appreciation? So there are already researchers found evidence that humans' judgment is more likely to be influenced by advice from an algorithmic advisor versus a human advisor. So we call algorithm appreciation. The concept of algorithmic transparency, which is the transparency about algorithm in use, such as the algorithm's prediction performance. So when we try to review the algorithm's prediction performance, normally we need to choose some format. So my research basically tried to show whether and how the algorithm prediction performance is reviewed may affect the extent to which human appreciate algorithm advice versus human advice. So for this research, largely we conduct online controlled experiment as the research methods. Another piece of research related to Algorithmic Advisor, as I said, we focus on what's the impact of algorithmic transparency on humans' adoption of algorithm. So for this piece of research, the algorithm transparency, which I focus on, is what are the input data used by the algorithm. So I give the two different conditions. So left-hand side, you will see that, for example, suppose we developed an Algorithmic Advisor. So we can suggest to the user that try our Algorithmic Advisor that recommends master program for you without mentioning what exact information about you or about your profile the algorithm would use. But on the right-hand side, you will see that the message that we give to the user is try our Algorithmic Advisor that recommend master program for you based on your physical profile, such as age, country of residence, and education. So as you can see, in the right-hand side, we provide more detailed information about what exact information about you the algorithm is used to make the recommendation. So this condition we consider as high transparency. So basically we want to see, comparing to the low transparency situation or condition, if we increase the transparency about algorithm, how human or user would react to the higher transparency of algorithm. And in this research, we plan to conduct field experiments, which we collaborated with a higher education institution. The third category, as I mentioned, is algorithmic decision makers. So in this context, in this research, we look at the context is the largest peer-to-peer lending platform in China. And this platform developed algorithmic tool which investors can use to dedicate the investment decision, which means individual investor can use the algorithmic tool to automatically make investment decision on behalf of them without human intervention. But on the other hand, this platform, there are still many investors make the investment by themselves manually. So we are trying to see whether and how are human investors' manual investment influenced by the automatic investment made by algorithmic tools. That's the research question. And for this research, we have connected a huge, large data set. For example, about 120,000 investment listings. And those listings involve about 140,000 investors. And of course, those investors made about 570,000 manual investments. So this is really big data that we are trying to leverage. And as I said, this is not just my personal research, which as Philip mentioned, so for the research side, we have developed a large research collaborator across the globe. For example, in Europe, in the United States, and in Asia. So for research, we have also a large, broad international collaboration. In terms of opportunity for the students, I know you guys are mostly master students, so immediately you can find opportunity to do research assistance with the faculty if you are interested in doing research related to business. And after you graduate from the master program, as you know, we also provide lots of opportunities in terms of PhD program. So you're definitely encouraged to apply as PhD candidate to our PhD program. This is another opportunity for your next step after you graduate from the master program. Okay, that's pretty much what I would like to talk. So welcome to the campus.
Thank you so much, Xitong, for having shared some of your research projects. I know that you're working on many other things and doing lots of these controlled experiments very successfully. So indeed, I hope that gave you a little bit of appetite for the research and to learn from Xitong and our other professors. So that leaves me now to introduce two other stakeholders, important stakeholders, and many have already mentioned them. First, the HEC Foundation, and next, HEC alumni. So Delphine, the word is to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, to have the opportunity to introduce the foundation. I will share my screen in a minute, and I hope you'll be able to see it. Can you see it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm Delphine. I'm Delphine Colson. I'm the executive director of the HEC Foundation. I'm an alumna myself, and I just realized today that it's been almost 30 years, exactly 30 years that I've been entering HEC like you do today, so in your shoes. So I remember that day. And I think it's a fantastic journey that you're going to take. I will give you a brief overview of the foundation, because in a way or other you will benefit from the foundation and the school benefits from the foundation. So it's important that you know this partner of HEC. We have a mission that it's threefold. Actually, the first one is obviously to support HEC strategic development priorities. The second is that to make sure that the school remains accessible to all talented students. This is a mission that is very dear to us. And the third one is to build a kind of endowment to provide a long-term financial support for the school's major project. So we're working short-term, mid-term, and long-term for the school. As the fundraising arm of the school, we launched a new fundraising campaign 2 years ago. The title is Impact Tomorrow, or Act Today, Impact Tomorrow. So you see, the idea is really to raise funds, and the goal is quite ambitious because we want to raise 200 million over a period of 5 years. But the goal is, in fine, to support the school's project and to help the school have an impact on the 4 dimensions. The first one is, and we just talked about that, knowledge production and dissemination. So obviously one of the first mission of a school like ours. The second is to have an impact on talent inclusion. And you'll see that we give a lot of scholarships to students, and we support also student services. The third one is to have an impact on society and innovation through the centers that Inge presented earlier on, and the SNO Center. And an impact on campus, because we support, for example, the renovation of some buildings, the digital capacities of the school. We can help, residencies. So this is something you will probably hear about when you're at HEC. To give you an idea of the figures, we contribute up to 8% of the budget of the school annually, which represent 12 million last year. And this is possible because we have gifts, of course, from individual donors that can be alumni, non-alumni, that represent 60% of our donors traditionally. And we have also a large number of corporate partners that give approximately 40% of the funds that we raise each year. To give you also a sense of the kind of project that we finance, you can see that a lot of the project that we finance are related to the impact on inclusion. You see it's almost 7 million that we gave on this area last year. Also production of knowledge and innovation. For example, last year, you have a few examples here of a project that we financed last year. There was a need at a certain point to help the student well-being because of the COVID situation. So this is something that we helped the school invest on last year. Traditionally, we also finance 10 projects of research from professors at HEC. and also we provide fund to develop the activities of the institute, the SNO Institute, or the other centers. So that are some examples that what we do. I will go a little bit further in three kind of a project. The first one, some of you know it, I think, because some of you benefited from this last week, and the first year students, is the Purposeful Leadership Program. Actually, this started 3 years ago now, thanks to a donor and professors at HEC that wanted really to foster and develop this dimension. And this all started with a gift and the creation of a chair, the Jolly Family Chair in Purposeful Leadership. So the idea of the chair is to foster research and to build some new academic programs. And this program has benefited already to over 1,000 L3, so first year students, in 2 years. And we have now a lot of companies involved in this program, and 10 donors joined the program to support this development. We've done a video last year to share with our donors, and I wanted to play it here because it's very inspiring. And Hubert Joly, who's the donor and is a famous alumnus that has been the former CEO of Best Buy in the US, is sharing the reason why he's done that and his vision for the chair. So I hope, yes.
With my family, we've decided to endow a chair at HEC focused on purposeful leadership. And there's a couple of reasons why we've decided to do this. One is a sense that it was good to give back to the school. And two, because I am so passionate about the topic of purposeful leadership. You know, the quest for meaning is so essential to every one of us as individuals. And one of the beliefs I have is that similarly at the company level, you know, the purpose of a company is not to make money, it's to contribute to the common good. And that it's important that a school like HEC be not only focused on teaching technical skills, but helping the students develop a sense of purpose and learn how to become a purposeful leader. So that's why I've decided to give some of our money back to the school. I'm very excited that we've been able to endow this chair on purposeful leadership. And now we have the ambition to go further. We want to create an institute on purpose and leadership. And we need more resources to be able to hire more professors, more PhDs, put more means at the disposal of more students at the school across all of the programs, so that we can truly establish HEC as the leading school in the area of purposeful leadership in the world. So clearly we need your help. Education is obviously a vital theme if we want to build a better tomorrow, and HEC under Peter's leadership is poised to make a big difference in this area. And so whether we live in the US, anywhere in the world, in France, whether we're French or non-French, all of us can make a big contribution to this campaign and make a big difference in building a better tomorrow.
Obviously, this video is targeted to our alumni base. It was not directly to you, alumni that are starting your journey at HEC, but you see the spirit of the gift and what it can mean for a school like HEC. The second kind of project that we can support, and we support largely, is the impact on talent inclusion. So we have a wide array of a scholarship. Of course, we have excellent scholarship, especially for international students. But we have also a scholarship for a big needed-based scholarship program that some of you will benefit from. And we also help a lot of preparatory class students that will enter HEC through the French curriculum with needed-based scholarships. So this is some figures and some examples of what we do. Again, I wanted to show something else. Another video that we've done with actually 2 years ago with Eloïc Perrache, who was not Dean at the time, but who has I would say, carried this mission of supporting the unprivileged students to enter HEC and to make this school accessible to all from the beginning of his journey at HEC. So I would like to share with you this video, which also will give you a sense of all the opportunities to be involved in this program at HEC while you're a student.
All societies are structurally unequal, and the real tragedy is when the social ladder is broken. At HEC, as an institution in education, we must do our best to fight for equal opportunities. And without the HEC Foundation, there is no fight. So we support 400 students from secondary school who are on a need-based scholarship or come from priority neighborhoods. And the objective is to have 100% of them graduate from secondary school with honors. Our objective is to give those students the skills and confidence to pursue in higher education through speaking competition, campus visits, art discovery, mentoring, connections with our students on campus. And then there is the program from students from prep school. So there too, we're supporting 400 students on a need-based scholarship or from priority neighborhoods. And the objective is to have 100% of them being admitted to one of the French business schools, and ideally 50% in the top 6. We are the only school in France to offer those students scholarship while they're in prep school. But in addition to those scholarships, we offer mentoring, summer camps, regular classes on campus, all the tools to make sure that they acquire the confidence to be admitted in one of the French leading business schools. And of course, we give scholarships to HEC students. 10 years ago, we had 5% of our students on a need-based scholarship. Today, we have 18% of our students on a need-based scholarship from the HEC Foundation. That's an amazing achievement. And we aim at reaching 25% by the end of the fundraising campaign.
I was really ecstatic when I was first admitted to HEC Paris. I can still remember my friends, my family members congratulating me with their messages. But shortly after this, I was also afraid from some financial issues, like how I'm going to pursue this career without compromising my family finances and my brothers and sisters' chances in life. Fortunately, HEC Foundation helped me shrug off all those fears.
HEC brings one of the most diverse environments I've ever lived in. So after living in London for quite a few years, I thought that was as diverse as my life could be. And then I walked into HEC and I realized that I was in a class of 160 people from 60 countries, and that continuously blows my mind away every single day.
I would like to end by thanking all the HEC corporate partners and all the individual donors from all over the world. You've helped to change so many lives. Without you, none of this would be possible.
I feel now more connected to HEC institution, and I hope really soon that I could support in turn tomorrow's students.
A very, very big thank you. Now being on campus and just being able to benefit so much from what the school is offering, I'm extremely, extremely grateful. Don't stop, and when the rest of us are going to become alumni, we're definitely going to look forward to making the donor pool even bigger to help future classmates.
Yeah. So you see, diversity is at the core of what we do, as you've seen that. The last example I will take is last year, thanks to the community of alumni, we've been able to launch a solidarity fund. During the acute period of the COVID crisis in France, where the students, especially international, couldn't leave campus and were only able to stay on campus for a few months without seeing their families and losing their internship and jobs that they need to finance their life on campus and their studies. So this was something that was really amazing because we had a lot of support, and we had an immediate impact on some of the students that were on campus. So 140 students. So to conclude, I would say that we are very fortunate to have a large base of alumni that are have different motivations to help us, and of course, different variety of means also to help us. We just selected 3 of them. Pierre Endurand, who's a master in finance, very successful now, that have done a very large gift this year to launch a new chair in research, probably in healthcare or climate. Céline Lazorte, who is a successful entrepreneur. You may know her. She's been the founder of Litchi. She master as well, and she's been really motivated to help us to support the entrepreneur, all the entrepreneurship activities and innovation. And Benjamin Saturel, who's a very young graduate that decided to help us really right after school, leaving school and being graduated to help us on diversity. So we have a large base of donors. Obviously, we're working every day to enlarge this base. I'm sure you can maybe help us also in a way. We are on campus. We are a team of 15 people, so you can reach out to the team, come and see us, inquire about the project that we support and the way you can help. Thinking of one thing, we have an event on the 5th of October on campus. So if you like to volunteer for this event, you can come to us and reach out to us. That's it. So thank you for listening, and I hope I see you on campus, some of you, and à bientôt.
Thank you so much, Delphine, and you definitely will see the students on campus because we're so happy to have everybody back on campus. So the last part of today's webinar is dedicated to our alumni, and we typically think of our alumni as something that happens after your studies, but you're wrong. It starts today. So Marguerite and Geraldine, please, the word is to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Delighted to meet you today. This is the last presentation for today, so bear with us for another 15 minutes. And first of all, a warm welcome to our students. Congratulations to all of you for your admission at HEC Paris. The journey starts here. It's going to be amazing. And as you will find out, it will be for life. So you're part of a family now on your admission to HEC. And that family tree goes back 140 years, as you've heard. So it's a long history. And thanks to the families, your real families, to be here with us today as well. Just before we start, let me share my screen with you. There. Welcome to your alumni family. So the two of us will introduce ourselves to you today. So I'm Marguerite Galland. I'm the Executive Director of HEC Alumni, the Association of HEC Graduates. And I'm an HEC graduate myself from 2003. And I'm joined by my colleague Geraldine, who will introduce herself.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. As my colleagues, first of all, I wish to congratulate you warmly and to welcome you at HEC and yet in the community. My name is Géraldine Poty and I'm Marketing and Career Services Director at HEC Alumni. Right now, I pass the floor at Marguerite, but I am at your disposal if you have any question. At the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Great. So we have three simple messages for you today. The first one is that it all starts now. It starts today. You've been enrolled into HEC Paris, so now you are already a member of the Alumni Association, as Christine said in her introduction. So soon you'll receive a login, a password to access our website where you'll find all of the details of what we can do for you as an association and the services that we offer. But it starts today. And the second message is that it is for life. You are now part of a community, a long-standing community that will accompany you all over your life, your professional life, of course, but also your personal life. Being an alumni of an alumna of HEC is a lifetime affair. Also in your personal life, you will make lifelong friendships on campus, and it doesn't stop there. You will continue making lifelong friendships with fellow graduates that you meet along the way, and you will share common interests, perhaps starting from the campus life or the encounters that you make but then all over what will be your project, what you will develop, you will share interest, you will share professional aspirations, you will share time with people in companies, you will perhaps create ventures together, and all of that. Basically, we are capturing that within the association to bring you together and to keep connecting you with your alma mater, which is HEC Paris. And one day, perhaps you will want to give back, you will want to come and teach, maybe do a different degree at HEC. You've heard about the PhD earlier. You can donate to your school. So when we say that it's for life, it's really what it is. And in good times and as well in difficult times, this network family and will be there for you. So we want to stress that you know, it is something that you embark on and that create opportunities for you all over your journey. And it will change everything. The third message, HEC is a fantastic enabler for you in life, not just as a line on your CV. I think you probably start to gather now that HEC is going to equip you with the confidence and with the skills to have impact on the world. And this impact is not just individual, it's you as part of a collective, which is this fantastic community that you join today. So let's drill a little bit into that to find out what we mean by the network. First of all, well, #1 school, #1 alumni network. We're quite proud of that. We've been voted the most powerful alumni network in the world. And it's not me saying that, it's The Economist, which is a reputed Anglo-Saxon media and worldwide media. So what does it mean being a powerful network? Well, basically what makes this ranking is the size of the network. Our network is very large, and you know, it's not shy to you know, universities that you hear a lot about, like Harvard. It is powerful also because it is very global and not polarized on one or two countries. We'll find that out in a minute. It is also due to the positions and the influence that HEC people have in community, you know, the decision-making power that exists in this network. And then last but not least, it's due to its responsiveness and the efficiency, effectively, of the network. And I think the statistic I have in mind is that 7 out of 10 connections that you try to make with a fellow alum get a response within 48 hours. So it is a very tight and responsive network, very strong network. So what do we mean by this word network? You know, it sounds very nebulous and strange, but basically this is what it is. It's 64,000 graduates and 4,000 students, so a total of 68,000 people all over the world. It spans currently, last time we checked, 116 nationalities, and it is very global. Alumni are spread across the world. They are grouped into 85 chapters. So as you go perhaps on a mobility, like Philippe mentioned, you get an international experience at HEC. Whilst you're a student, you can activate those communities abroad to meet with fellow graduates, to join their events, and to know what's going on in the country. And even before you go to the country, you can, of course, make contact and find out more about what your experience is going to look like. We also have professional clubs, of course, that 56 of them. So, you know, pretty much every single sector or type of job that you can think of will have a group of people that is animating that community with events and that you can contact. And we also have leisure clubs, you know, sports and other things. And I mentioned international chapters, but also across the French territory, we have 28 clubs in the regions that are doing a similar type of activity. And when I speak about events, the photo that you can see here was shot during one of the latest HEC Paris galas in London. It was actually hosted at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, which is a very prestigious and beautiful place with 300 graduates present. So we have run to about 1,000 events a year taking place in the alumni community. A lot of them in the last couple of years have been digital, of course, and have actually mobilized the community from all over. But those events are happening, they're important, and they span from the work of 1,200 alumni volunteers who really are the beating heart of this association, and 20 dedicated staff, including Geraldine and myself, who are making things happen and making things easy for our volunteers. So let me drill a little bit into what does it look like for you, what you will actually be able to do with this community, because as you gather, this journey starts here. So the first point of call is the online directory, where you will be able to find the list of alumni, know what they do, where they work, find somebody, search for all of the alumni are listed in this directory, and you will be there too. So once you get your login and password, you will be part of that community, and you can even search yourself as a first point of call. You will be able to populate your details as you evolve, if you go abroad, if you have interest, if you start your first job, etc. You update your profile such that people who want to find you can know as much as possible who you are and what you do. And contacting alumni is as easy as using this universal email address, firstname.lastname@mailhec.com. You will get that address once you graduate, not just yet, but this is a universal way of contacting just any alum in the community. The other thing that you will soon find out about is HEC Big Family. This is a sponsoring program that we are just launching this year. So you will have the opportunity, if you would like, to have a sponsor, parrain or marraine in French, who will be able to accompany you during this first year on campus, which sometimes can come with some challenges. So if you would like, you can embark on this journey with your sponsor. Then throughout your life, you will get inspired. Throughout your career, of course, your professional life, you will get access to a number of resources that we put together for you, mentoring, different events and seminars to acquire new skills, to meet other people who have similar interests and aspirations, and of course, get a coach if you would like to. We also offer coaching. A job board, naturally, it's important. An alumni community comes with opportunity for its students and graduates. So jobs and internships will come along the way. And of course, lifelong learning. It is very important because you would not get that at any school. HEC Paris gives you an opportunity to learn, not just during your time on campus, but all over your life. And we are really striving to work with HEC on getting together great programs for you. And you will find out that the diversity of careers, the diversity of trajectories that you will have even in your graduation year is amazing. Some of you might become artists, performers, might work in cinema, in sports, in NGOs, and of course in big corporations. Some of you might become entrepreneurs. You've heard about our entrepreneurship center earlier. Some of you will work abroad, etc. So that diversity really makes the life and blood of our community, and we're trying to encapsulate that and inspire you throughout this journey. And of course, you can enrich your student life already through those connections that I've talked about, by joining alumni clubs to find out about what they are up to, and also by reading our magazine, HEC Stories. You can find it on campus. It is distributed in different places where I'm sure you will bump into it sooner or later. It is also available online on hecstories.fr. You will find content in French and English. And this is a magazine that celebrates business in our community. So it is about responsible business. It shows the diversity of what people do. And, you know, we tend to profile very interesting alumni who have, you know, chosen maybe a different career path. It talks about entrepreneurship, and a lot of the startups like to be featured in the magazine. So it really celebrates the excellence, the diversity, the curiosity, the entrepreneurship spirit that makes the DNA of HEC Paris. And last, we have launched an investment fund last year called HEC Ventures, which is made to basically support the startups and new companies that are created by HEC graduates. So perhaps, you know, if in the next few years you embark on an entrepreneurship journey, you create a startup, you will be, you know, approaching this fund as a first point of call. Again, it's like family money. It's very approachable in order to accelerate your venture. So I'd just like to leave you with this motto, which is our own declination of our mission at the Alumni Association. We share, we dare, we care. This is a bit of an echo to what you've heard before. We think, we teach, we act. Well, at HEC Alumni, we have a very strong community that you're lucky to join today. And perhaps before I say more, I would like to show you a little video which shows the values of our community. This is better said with this film, which actually has been directed by an alumnus of 2013, and which features a number of students and alumni and staff, in fact. So hopefully I can share this.
Marguerite, your screen is on black still.
Sorry, you cannot see my screen?
No, you stopped sharing, so I think you need to retry it.
Sorry, I'll try again. Sorry, I can't stop it.
Take your time, no panic. Stop. I had exactly the same thing in the beginning, so the participants they have gone through it.
I will share it again.
Maybe one of our students can come up with a solution to this, to a HEC version of Zoom.
Again?
Yes, now it works.
Great.
I am just a child, and the whole world awaits me. I'm in awe of how much I still have to explore. I yearn to know everything immediately. The path of life leads to wonders and so much more.
As I grow up, these wonders come from encounters. I dance, happily drunk on meetings and feelings. I dream of unknown tongues, landscapes with new colors. I'm eager to discover what the future brings.
Excellence is a theme dear to my teachers. Their wise words echo in my mind and will stay there. I am 20. I am surrounded by dreamers. They feed my soul with everything they have to share.
My childhood dreams become a reality. Now an adult, I have all I need to create. I move fast. I fear nothing but normality. I will show the world what it means to innovate.
Suddenly, I am a conductor, a captain of a diverse crew that speaks with a single voice. When the storm rages, when we see the sky darken, it's only together that we will make the right choice.
Citizens of the world, we're building tomorrow. We cherish our ties, find strength in our differences. We fight for what's right. We challenge the status quo. We never give up. We fulfill our promises.
Years go by, but I still have much passion in store. I'm now a guide for many, a mentor for some. I give them the trust that others gave me before. My inner child realizes who it has become.
I see that all along, I was never alone. My teachers, my colleagues, friends and accomplices, without them in my life, I would never have grown. I became myself only thanks to their voices.
I am of the past, the present, and the future. I am the sum of these bonds and this energy, of a great school, of women and men of valor. I am me because we are a community.
Okay, great, thanks. Thank you very much. Just to finish off, I would like to leave you with our contact details, because of course this is a very short interaction, and I'm sure we will see you soon, either on campus, because we are based in the S building, or in our Paris office, which is on Avenue Franklin Roosevelt in the 8th arrondissement. You can see there how to contact us. So we're here to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marguerite and Geraldine. So with this comes the end of our webinar, where we celebrate your entry into HEC. I want to thank the panelists, Inge, Xitong, Philippe, Geraldine, Marguerite, Delphine. Thank you so much for having been here with us and sharing all what we do together with the students. I also would like to thank the people behind the scenes who have been here along and have been putting this together. Nathalie, Stephanie, Amar, Christophe and Cédric, thank you so much too for having helped us through the technicalities and everything. And to all the students, I say we'll see you Monday on campus. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody. See you soon.